article na sinulat ni ex-Senator Francisco Tatad sa Manila Times. Title, Does Sara have to prove her innocence? So tungkol ito sa impeachment case or trial ni VP Sara. Isa sa mga hinahangang kong naging senador, si Francisco Tatad. Napakatalino, tapos napaka-objective. Wala siyang pinapanigan. Ang kanya lang is to enlighten. So, ito, marami siyang punto de vista na binanggit dito. Unahin natin yung innocence or guilt ni VP Sara. Binanggit niya dito yung mayroong pahayag ni Senator Rapi Tulfo. Punta natin, diretso tayo doon na. Nasabi ni Senator Tulfo, dapat daw i-welcome. Ito na. I-welcome ni Senator Tulfo, sabi ni Senator Tulfo, i-welcome ni VP Sara ang impeachment trial nito so that she can prove her innocence. Patunayan daw ni VP Sara na inosente siya. Kaya dapat haharap si VP Sara sa trial na ito to prove her innocence. So ito, basahin natin itong opinion ng magaling na dating senador. I listened, sabi niya, to a recent media interview with Senator Rapi Tulfo, a highly popular and influential senator whose word carries a lot of weight with the public. Oh, tanga naman. Siyang pinakasikat sa mga vloggers sa Pilipinas. Millions of followers. So maraming viewers nanonood sa kanya. He was saying that Sara Duterte should welcome her impeachment trial as an opportunity to prove her innocence. Yan. Ito na. Ang birada, ang supalpal. I almost fell off my seat. Muntik akong nahulog sa aking upuan doon sa pahayag ng senador na i-welcome ni VP Sara ang impeachment trial para patunayan nga siya walang kasalanan. Bakit? I thought this would be doing the right thing for the wrong reason. In an impeachment trial, as in any other trial, the respondent is presumed innocent until the contrary is proved, and he or she would be submitting to it because the Constitution and the rule of law require it. The burden of proof is upon the prosecution, not upon the respondent. The respondent does not have to prove his or her innocence. The prosecution has the duty to establish, not necessarily beyond reasonable doubt, but by a preponderance of evidence. The respondent's guilt, this is the real substance of the law, and we cannot afford to miss it. Grabe, oh. Oo nga, no? Nabasa ko ng post yan, yung sinabi ni Senator Tulfo na VP Sara, prove your innocence. Sabi ko nga, ganun ba? Sige, depende. But ngayon, na-realize ko, tama, itong opinion ni Senator Tatad, lahat ng akusado, impeachment case man o criminal o whatever case dyan, lahat ng akusado, innocent. Kaya, yung akusado, wala sa kanya yung burden to prove his or her innocence, di ba? Problema yan ng mga prosecutors. So in this impeachment case, problema ng mga kongresistang assigned na prosecutor, sila ang dapat magpapatunay na guilty si VP Sara. So, okay, so tanong, does VP Sara needs to prove her innocence? The answer is no. He is presumed innocent. It's up to the prosecution to prove her guilt or ano. Okay. So, marami pang binanggit dito ni Senator Tatad. Sabi niya, pwedeng ma-dismiss kaagad ang impeachment complaint on 2 grounds na gagamitin ng abogada ni BP Sara. Number 1, yung hindi nasunod yung 1-year bar rule. Pwedeng gamitin yun na grounds. Ikalawa, itong jurisdiction issue. Kasi ngayon lang daw nangyari na mayroong isang impeachment case na isampa sa isang Congress, 19 Congress, hindi naman natapos. So, paano may tatawid sa 20th Congress? Kaya yan ang debate ngayon. Pwede ba? So, magkakaiba ang pananaw. So, sabi ni Senator Tatad, baka Supreme Court most likely will decide on this. So, kung example lang, ma-dismiss, may posibilidad na ma-dismiss. So, sinasabi ni Senator Tatad na pwedeng magkakaroon ng mga rallies. Katulad, binanggit niya panahon ni President Erap Estrada. Yung impeachment, nagkaroon ng rallies. Ang nag-rally noon, puros anti-Erap. So, hanggang humantong, nagkaroon ng People Power 2. Yung nag-withdraw ng support ang PPNP sa sitting president, kaya wala. Napilitang umalis ang sitting president, nag-take over ang vice president. So, nagkaroon ng pagkilos sa kilos protesta. So, dito, nakikita ni Senator Tatad, kung may mag-rally man, sa dismissal o ano, both magrarally ang mga pro-Sara, magrarally ang mga anti-Sara. So, paanohan na? So, ultimately, it will be up to the Supreme Court to decide on this matter. Kasi nga, ngayon lang ito nangyari na ang isang impeachment complaint hindi natapos na kailangang itatawid sa next Congress. So, salamat, ex-Senator Francisco Tatad. Tungkol po ito sa Maharlika Investment Fund na magdadalawang taon na ngayon, July 18. Dahil July 18, 2023, nung pinirmahan yung batas na nag-create ng Maharlika Investment Fund. So, 2 years na, anong nangyari? Nakalimutan na yung 150 billion pesos na pera ng taong bayan. Anong nangyari? Ito, today, 2 years ago, on July 18, 2023, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos signed Republic Act 11954 into law, which created the Maharlika Investment Fund, the country's first sovereign wealth fund that has a seed capital of 150 billion pesos. The sovereign funds are being managed by Maharlika Investment Corporation, as the government-owned and controlled corporation consists of 9 board seats reserved for the Finance Secretary as ex-officio chair, the presidents of Land Bank of the Philippines and Development Bank of the Philippines, 2 regular directors, a CEO, and 3 independent directors. Alam nyo, ang laki ng sweldo ng CEO. Correct me if I'm wrong, yung matandaanan ko lang, dahil matagal na eh. Abot ata ng basta millions ang kanyang sweldo sa isang taon. Halos ang sweldo ng CEO ng Maharlika Investment Corporation kapareha sa sweldo ng Central Bank Governor. Ganun po, kalaki ang sweldo nito. Hayahay, kung sa Bisaya. Records show that the seed capital of the MIF has been deposited by government financial institutions such as Land Bank, the DBP, GSIS, Social Security System. Unlike other GOCCs, the MIF vowed to maximize government assets through its investments in projects that generate bigger returns, such as agriculture, infrastructure, digitalization, as well as strengthening the value chain. Mayroon silang nilista na na 7 priority areas. Nakakapagtaka, ang unang project o investment nila is mining. Nagpautang sa isang Australian-based mining company. Grabe. Ginigisa po tayo sa ating sariling mantika. Kasi Australian-based yung company. Pinautang natin para magmina sa ating sariling bayan. Ano ba yan? Wala na bang ibang mas magandang investment nila? Hindi yung mining. Ay, sus. Okay. In September 2023, so July, August, September, mga 2 months after the creation of this Maharlika Investment Fund, a petition questioning its constitutionality had been filed before the Supreme Court. The petitioners warned that the Maharlika Investment Fund Act is a dangerous law that would transfer hundreds of billions of public money into a fund managed by the untransparent Maharlika Investment Corporation. The High Court has yet to issue any decision on the petition, as the oral arguments initially scheduled in April have been repeatedly postponed. So, ako, wala na. Hindi na ako maasa dito sa Maharlika Investment Fund ito. Parang masamang bangungot na lang. Ito na yung Kasi nung una, ito yung pinagmamalaki ng Pangulong Marcos Jr. na legacy project niya. Nung bagong upo siya, nagpunta sa iba't ibang bansa, prinopromote niya ito kung sakto yung memory ko, Davos, Switzerland, doon niya pinagmalaki. Nag-i-invite ng mga investors ba? Middle East, ganun. Very optimistic ang Pangulo nung una, na marami silang mahihikayat na mga ibang countries, mga mayaman na magbigay ng pera nila, ilagay sa Maharlika Investment Fund. Ang tanong, meron na ba? Parang wala yun lang, yung sariling pera natin, yung garing Land Bank, sa DBP, saan ba dyan, pinagkukuha, kaya nakabuo ng 150 billion, pera natin yun. Nasaan yung pera? Yung galing sa... So, kung meron mang legacy, kung meron mang maaalala ng taong bayan na magandang ginawa ng administrasyon ito na. Candidate number 1, Maharlika Investment Fund. Nakalimutan ko na ito Kung hindi nag-post itong Batas PH, wala na. 2 years na pala. So, ang alam ko, yung pera na i-deposito, kumikita, may interest. Kasi 150 billion kumikita. Ayun lang ang kita. Yung interest. Saan na pupunta yung interest? Ayun, sweldo nila. Ilan yung pasweldohin mo dyan? Ilang board of directors? 7? Lalaki ng sweldo, allowances. Ayun. Sila, hayahay. Ang taong bayan. Saan yung pakinabang ng taong bayan sa Maharlika Investment Fund? Meron na ba? Paki-comment ko kung meron. At salamat dito sa Batas PH sa pag-post nito para ma-remind tayo. Okay. Magbasa lang tayo sa mga comments. Tony Lapuz, what happened? Is it operational? Can public distribute the dividend income from where and who are beneficiary? Wala pang kita Yun lang interest ng pera natin. Pera natin yan eh. Napupunta sa sweldo. Enobs, Toyots, sabi, yes, Maharlika owned by 2 individuals. Oh, mayroon siyang binanggit, huwag ko na lang banggitin. 2 tao lang daw ang may-ari ng Maharlika Investment Fund. Owen, Mel, dapat alam ng public kung kumita ba ito at saan napunta kita. Part ng tax natin yan. Ang kita lang, ulitin ko, interest. Kasi nakadeposito sa ang sumusweldo, ang lalaking sweldo, yung mga executives ng Maharlika Investment Corporation. So, good luck sa administrasyong ito sa pinaka-the best ninyong legacy. Legacy sa kabutihan o kapalpakan? I don't know.